haven't used a foundation stick in so long, but today I wanted to put one to the test. This was kind of like an all-in-one type of product, so I wanted to see how it worked out for me. If you don't know, my name is Allie. I like to do a lot of beauty, fashion, hauls, whatever, first impressions, random type of things, but I wanted to put this one to the test. For reference, I have sensitive skin, acne-prone skin, more on the combo side, but lately it's been more dry. I also have uneven skin tone, lots of dark marks. I do have, skin of color. And so I wanted to put this foundation stick to the test today and try it out on camera with you all. All right, so here we have the foundation. This is LYS Beauty, and this is the Triple Fix Serum Skin Tint Stick. This is vegan, it's cruelty-free, it's gluten-free, it is a clean beauty brand. This ingredient-rich complexion enhancer helps visibly even skin while concealing the look of any blemishes, which I have plenty of, or uneven tone with just a swipe, an all-in-one serum, primer, and foundation. So this says that it's all-in-one. I don't have anything on my skin right now, and I'm going to just see how it works on its own, so I will not be using a primer. This pigmented blurring stick instantly wipes away the look of breakthrough texture or enlarged pores while giving skin a veil of coverage with a natural skin-like finish. It features a lightweight, easy-to-blend formula with green tea extract, watermelon seed extract, and rosehip oil for lasting hydration and glow. So this does sound like it's going to be good for maybe those with dry skin. It says it will even texture. Using the stick formula, swipe generously across the forehead, cheeks, and chin before gently blending it in with your fingertips like a serum. For additional coverage, apply it with a makeup sponge or brush. Then buff using circular motions. Layer and build until you achieve your desired look. Blend onto the neck and ears for seamless and undetectable finish. Okay, so it's saying you can use your fingertips to apply it, but it says for better coverage, use a sponge or a brush. I'll see what it looks like with your fingertips, and then we're gonna do maybe one side with a brush, one side with a sponge, go from there. It does say that it's buildable, so it should be fine to add layers on top. And it says green tea extract helps soothe and hydrate skin while reducing the appearance of redness. Watermelon seed extract helps retain the skin's moisture levels for visibly radiant, healthier looking skin. And rosehip oil is antioxidant rich with vitamins A, C, and E to help reduce the look of dark spots and improve moisture levels. Okay, so I really like the LYS contour bronzer stick, and when I got this in the mail, I was really excited to try it out. So I did get it in the shade, what shade? MG2 Bisque. Let's take a look and see before we get started. Looking at the LYS website, it does say it's an all-in-one serum, primer, foundation, flexible from sheer to full coverage. So it does claim that it can go from sheer coverage all the way to full coverage. So we're gonna test that out today. So it does look like they have 22 shades, if I'm not mistaken. And it goes from fair, light, medium, tan, dark, and deep. I have the medium, MG2, which I believe is medium skin with golden undertones. Now this is the one that was sent to me. I don't know if I would probably be more of a neutral tone, but this might be perfect, so we'll try it out. You get 7.2 grams or 0.25 ounces, and the cost is $27. This is what it looks like right here. I do have a lot of texture, a lot of blemishes, uneven skin tone, so I think I'm a good candidate to test out how well this actually works, but let's try it out right here. So again, MG2 in the color Bisque. I'm normally like a light, medium, neutral to warm. It is winter time, so my skin is a little bit lighter, so I hope this is not too dark. Let's see, let's try it out. We're a little bit closer, be nice. I have a lot of imperfections that we are hoping to cover up. So I'm going to swipe it over here. Let's see the cheeks. I think the color match actually is good. We'll see. All right, so I'm gonna put a couple on my cheeks. I'm putting like 3 swipes right here. I think the color match is actually really good. Okay, and then I'm going to just use my fingertips, as they said, and see how that works. So right here, this is like just a dark mark from a previous blemish. And with the fingertips, I will say right off the bat that I don't think I will be using my fingertips to blend this out. So not that it's bad, but I feel like it's creamier because it's a stick foundation. I feel like I'm just doing more work by using my fingertips. So let's just move forward. I'm not really enjoying the application process of my fingertips with this. So this is a damp makeup sponge, and I'm gonna see how that works. Wow, the shade is actually like spot on. Okay. So it definitely blends out easier with the sponge. I didn't put any here, so I feel like I'm gonna use a few more swipes. The coverage definitely is not full coverage just with one layer, but it says it's buildable, so let's see how that works. But that looks really nice. It looks like your skin, like the finish is very skin-like. Let's do this where I have a lot more to cover up. Let's do 3 swipes again. So 1, 2, 3. And I don't know if you can tell, but they're kind of sparse, the swipes that I'm doing. So, okay, so there's 3. This is like a stippling brush. So let's see. It blends out nicely even with the brush. I feel like I'm getting a more even outcome. As far as brush versus sponge, I can't decide what I like more. So I'm gonna do another layer on each side and kind of go from there. Okay, so I'm gonna do another one, and I'm gonna push down a little bit more to see if I can get more foundation. Let's do the forehead too. Okay, forehead. So this, maybe I pushed a little too hard. I got like a little chunk there. Okay. And the chin. Okay, so this time I push down a little bit more, maybe a little too much. I have like a chunk right there. Use stippling motion to blend that out. I'm like swiping and stippling. Okay, I'm gonna do like buffing circles. That I think is better. Blemish right there. Ooh, okay. Let's get my nose over here. Bring that down. Now, if you did see before, how could you miss it? I had a big blemish right here that I have been messing with, which I'm not happy with myself that I've been messing with it. It is healing. It did a really good job concealing that huge blemish that I had right there with the brush. Okay. And the finish is very skin-like. Now, I have obviously bright lights here as I'm filming, and I feel like it is looking a little bit lighter on camera than in person. So there is like reflection going on, and it's actually crazy that this side looks so different than this side. So let me blend out this side because I'm looking a little crazy. I think very pretty. I feel like there is dewiness, there is reflection, which obviously the camera is showing that with the reflection of the light and looking lighter. Okay, let's blend out this side with the sponge and see. I prefer the sponge. I feel like it's easier to blend out with the sponge, and I feel like I'm still getting decent coverage. Yeah, no, I feel like the finish is pretty similar. The coverage is similar with the sponge and the brush. Typically when you use a sponge, I feel like it does kind of take some of the product, so you get less coverage, but I feel like it's doing a good job. Not much of a difference in my opinion between the sponge and the brush. I do feel like it was quicker and easier to apply with the sponge. Okay, so that was just 2 layers, and I feel like the coverage is very, very nice. Let me lower the lights a little bit because it's throwing me off. Is that better? I don't know. In person, it looks very, very skin-light, very natural. It does not feel heavy on the skin, which I like because I feel like some stick foundations did feel a little bit heavier or like cakey, but it doesn't feel that way. It feels very lightweight. I could do another layer to get even more coverage, but I think just the 2 layers is plenty, and the finish is very, very nice. I'm enjoying this a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup and I'll try to list everything down below that I'm using. I will be using the LYS contour stick, like bronzer stick, and the LYS triple fix full coverage brightening concealer. Let me do that. Typically I like blending out this contour with a brush. Like that does not look good. I'm gonna use a brush, okay? And buff that out. So much better. Okay, that was looking a little questionable. That looks nice. Okay, cool. Look at that. She's coming together. She's having some definition now instead of looking like very flat. Look at what a difference just by adding a little bit of depth. I will try my best to do like a wear test and do a check-in, but as of now. Oh, I really like it. That looks really, really pretty. Let's put a little bit of the concealer. I don't want to do too much. Let's do like a little bit here. Oh, I think this, I got the wrong one. I have two concealers. This is MG2. Oh, is that the same? MG2. Yeah, okay. So I grabbed the wrong one. I meant to grab my lighter one. This is a little bit deeper. It's MG2, so medium gold 2. So same as the foundation, but maybe it'll work. So I'm not going to get as much brightening, I don't think, but that's okay. I'm going to use my fingertips. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to put a little bit right here because I have a blemish that I want to conceal a little bit more. The only thing I have left to do is blush, so let's just do it, right? Let's see what it looks like with just a powder. This is my Kosas Butterflies. Yeah, Blush is Life in the shade Butterflies. This is talc free. And let's just put that on. See how that fits right on top. How it sits on top. Ooh, that looks nice. I think the lighting is like throwing it off, but I think you can see the blush sits beautifully on top of this. Here are my thoughts. I have 2 layers of the foundation. I feel like it blended out nicely. You got that coverage pretty easily. I feel like I could do another layer and it would just be like even more coverage. But I think this was like a happy place to stop. Even like one layer on top of the other, it was nice. Like it doesn't look cakey, it doesn't feel cakey. Really, really nice. It feels super lightweight on the skin. I feel like if I did another layer, it would be like full coverage. Because right now I do have some like dark marks that are kind of peeking through, but I don't mind because it makes it look like natural. It's very skin-like finish. I would say like satin. So it's not matte, it's not like ultra dewy, it just looks very natural and it feels very nice. Beautiful. I think this is going to be a contender to maybe like a new top foundation. I will try my best to do like a check-in and see how it wears during the day, throughout the day. All right, don't mind me. This is what it looks like in the daylight, in the sunlight. Looks good. Or like a final check-in at night. I'll try my best. I went ahead and I tried to do a little update. I was wearing a different shirt because I was like doing stuff around the house and I had to go and check on the chickens. So if I do include that update, that's why I was wearing a different shirt. I didn't want to get this all messed up. But I went ahead and changed back to you because, you know, I don't know. And I realized I didn't have a starting time, but I believe it was about 1:15 when I finished applying it. I think it's been on for about 3 hours now, and I want to do a little update before the sun sets and while I was able to kind of get over here for a little bit. Let me get a little closer so you can see. This is what my skin looks like about 3 hours later. It looks really pretty. I'm very happy with it. I do see a little bit of reflection going on, like in real life, like the oil's kind of seeping through, which is making me see a little bit more texture and my fine lines, especially like, you know, my wrinkles, but it's not bad. I think if I were to wear this like a full, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 hours or whatever it may be, I could see myself looking a little shiny. And that's that my skin is more on the normal side more recently. If this were summertime, I feel like I would definitely be like greasy looking or oily looking. So you would probably have to like blot or powder. But remember, I did not use any primers. I did not use any setting powders or anything. I am starting to look a little reflective, a little oily. I think it's picking up on camera. Like you can see my smile lines and like my wrinkles, and it is looking a little bit more reflective, but I still am really happy with it. So I feel like, especially if you're oily, all you're gonna need is either, you know, depending on what primer you want, or work on like a setting powder or like just blotting a little bit, and that should do the trick. Let me just take a little powder puff and just blot it a little bit and see if that does the trick. So we're gonna just blot, and even just by simply blotting it, it definitely helped with like the reflection. So if you did not want to look a little bit oily, just a little blot is fine, and that's it. That just did the trick. So yeah, but besides that, 3 hours later, I am happy with it. Oh, and I also did my nails. in between. So if you are also wondering why my nails look different, that's why. Okay. But as a first impression, this is beautiful. I love the shade range. I love the feel of it, the texture of it. It's very creamy, but not like wet. It's not like slick or slippery. It blended out beautifully. I did not really enjoy using my fingertips to blend it out. That's a preference. You might enjoy it. They say you can do it, but I prefer the brush or the sponge, honestly, for the foundation. For everything else on top, definitely brush. But I feel like for me, brush or sponge, you got that coverage. It blended out nicely. Beautiful. I really like this. As a first impression, I really, really enjoy the LYS Beauty Triple Fix Serum. What is it? Serum Stick. No, that's not what it's called. Triple Fix Serum Skin Tint Stick. That's a mouthful. But as a first impression, I really, really enjoy it. Oh, and the fact that it's kind of like an all-in-one I enjoy, so I didn't need a primer. This is really nice. All right. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you've tried this foundation, what you think about it. If you are not subscribed, be sure to subscribe, ring the bell, that way you get notified anytime I upload, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.